this just fantasy? Indeed so. This is Maleficent, issues 4 and 5. So this is the end of this story arc with Soo Lee on art and writing duties. I've already covered the first three, the first in its own video, and then the second two in a combined video, and I figured I'll do the last two in the combined video as well. And I can share my thoughts on the series as a whole, on the issues at hand. But I've enjoyed this series a lot. I really like Soo Lee as an artist, and she's telling a very interesting story. One that I feel like some people may want more than what she has given. Maybe something that's a little more plot driven, or something that's a little more, I don't know, maybe engaging with Sleeping Beauty, like the source story. But I'm glad that this one really doesn't. It kind of just, it focuses in on her and just like her as her own power, her own entity. So in the last issue, there was an awesome chase scene between Diablo and the prince that was transformed into the kind of cat creature, and mostly wordless issue, just really ambitious. So let's get into it. And these two issues are way more interconnected and just, yeah, push the story forward. So let's just go ahead with issue 4. Really love this cover. Just, yeah, lovely little painting there. There's no shortage of great covers for Maleficent. There's just so many. And yeah, we're back into it. And, you know, essentially time has passed, and she's noting that it's a peaceful transition, but maybe too peaceful. Just, yeah, beautiful colors, atmospheric shots, but those silly semi-transparent panels that, if you've seen the other videos I did, I don't like it, and I'm curious as to why they have been done. I even looked up the letterer Jeff Eckleberry's other work. It's not a thing he does. He doesn't consistently do this. It was a choice made for this. And I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to make her voice sound ethereal or something like that. But no, you do that with the lettering. You don't do that with the word balloon. But yeah, really love these cool panels down like this down here. Yeah, and then, yeah, and she's totally comfortable with no dialogue scenes. And I love, yeah, just the kind of quiet atmosphere it gives it. And yeah, I love just how she's making these marks. Looks really pretty and eerie. And so, yeah, she's kind of lurking about her castle, and with her eyes, you know, and her friend Diablo, she's going to see what's going on. And yeah, really nice close-up here. Such fine lines, like for her nose and such. Yep, and we cut to, it's winter time, so that's to show you the change in season, because it was all green before in the previous issues, and she's as good at depicting winter as she is at depicting, you know, spring and summer. So yeah, just lovely scenes, and we get, you know, a bit of our bird flying through here, and yeah, even a bear getting ready to hibernate. And then, yeah, here come the thundering hooves of the king's men. Nice, love this. Yeah, thundering forward, this helmeted dude, and then, yeah, them passing through here. Yeah, she's a good digital artist. I like the design of this person's helmet, and like you know, armor. It's definitely from some sort of reference. I feel like I've seen this like helmet or this armor or something similar to it before. Maybe not with like the feathery armor points here coming off like the collar, but definitely the helmet shape is very familiar. And yeah, they're thinking that they're gonna get very far against Maleficent and her goblins. So like, I love this scene where they come into this thicket and arming themselves, and then in come these goblins. And I love how eerie she makes them, otherworldly. They're more than just these little creatures. Yeah, they're imbued with power from her, and yeah, we get this cool little fight scene vignette here. Yeah, I don't know if it's coming through on the camera. There's some really cool greens going on in here. And yeah, he's coming in hot. And then yeah, they demand to see Maleficent, and I feel like that's a mistake. Yeah, and he even calls her a coward, and I just dig. Yeah, she makes her dramatic appearances, and the thorns grow, and this guy's just like he's like, I'm coming here for you, and she's just not afraid, just not afraid. Yeah, she has her vines and her fire, her thorns, I should say. And this guy, he thinks he still has a chance. Thinks his bravery is gonna get him through, and I just love her just laughing at him. Again, I love how she simplifies her to just this simple shape. And here too. Yeah, I just love how she's toying with him. And then, but he brings up an interesting point. Do you think you're the only one with magic? They will send others. So the idea is that they will challenge her, or they will send a magician of some sort at her, or a magic user. And that brings an interesting question here, is like, who is it that they're going to invoke? And part of me, when I first read this, was thinking like, oh, are they going to bring in like the fairies or some other Disney character? Like what's it gonna be? It's a good question. But yeah, she just is going to imprison this guy in thorns. And that's all. That's what happens to him. He's imprisoned in thorns. That is cold-blooded, and honestly, I love it. She's the mistress of all evil. Yeah, that's a great... I love this spiny tree. But yeah, she just encases him in that spiny tree. And that's just awesome. So yeah, so the last issue... But yeah, the regular cover has like her like with the knight like all caught up. But that's like spoiling it, sort of. I got the Jennifer L. Meyer one. But yeah, there's no shortage of great covers here. You know, she's an eminently drawable character. And but yeah, the next issue is Maleficent versus another magic user, which is an exciting prospect. Yeah, we've seen her face off against the fairies in the movie. And they are powered at times by. Well, just they're facing off, but yeah, here we have our final issue for this arc. I say for this arc because I think they could make more of these. Maybe not with Soo Lee, but with other creators. Yeah, maybe somebody that we all know, or at least I know, me. Anyway, yeah. So here she is scrying, and she can feel a disturbance in the forest here. And yeah, she sees this figure kind of walking along, and this figure knows that she's being watched. So just a show of power. Yeah, so many great wordless panels, but yeah, I love this. I love this like this cloaked shape. Well, she's like all blacks with a little bit of purple. She's like, kind of green blue. And her more earthy staff. So we have it's a wonder because like we have her, cloaked up, and she's got, you know, pretty animals and or rabbits and deer and birds and butterflies around her. She comes with the spring, it seems. And then here we have a reveal of her. And I was at first when I read this, I was like, do I supposed to know her? And I'm just going to tell you right now, no, you're not. She's a original character created by Soo Lee for this as just another magic user. And it's I don't know, it's really interesting seeing that she's and she's just you know like a good sorceress rather than an evil one. And she's unafraid of the darkness of the area. And a nice simple outfit. It's not there's it's something that I honestly it's like, oh, it looks kind of like like an outfit that maybe somebody at a Renaissance fair would wear. Super long cloak. But I'm not. That's not a criticism really, because it's a nice, simple, but like a probably in some ways practical outfit for going walking around. Although it's very long. It's very long. It's gonna get very dirty. But then again, she's a magician, so she probably it's probably resistant to that sort of stuff, or it just doesn't matter. But yeah, she recognizes Diablo coming at her, and yeah, she has these like cool living vines that burst from her staff. It's really cool. And she's got a different personality to her. And I even like how like she's kind of sweet and playful. Yeah, I like this snatching out of there. So like yeah, she's they both use so it's not even like one uses nature or the natural world, and the other one uses something else, like uses metal or whatever. This, or, like, or just something industrial. Both of them manipulate the natural world, and so that like puts them in like a similar way, or like that's their magic works in a similar way. And I think that's I don't know. I think that's deliberate, and I like that. We have the creeping spiky vines, and I like that she can just bash them away. I like it. I don't know. It's just how it's set up. It's very simple, and also it's not super showy. But Maleficent, finally we meet. And what I love is that I don't think we get a name. But here our cutting across here. And then I just love how she plays dumb, like, I think that it's sort of like a fox creature. I don't know. It's a fantasy creature that the kid turned into. But yeah, the prince and his fox, like the question mark. Um, and yeah, and she's just like, you are accused of crimes against the kingdom. It's in your best interest not to resist. And she's just like, whatever. Don't talk to me like that. And then I like this face off here. Her spiny world versus her kind of like lush one. She even has flowers. Yeah, they both have their orbs. So yeah, it's a classic face off. But she doesn't get a name. I don't think. But yeah, we get our wizard's duel. You know, green fire and spiky vines and you know, Maleficent is burning away her grasses and her tree limbs. And yeah, Maleficent's just, you know, it's, you know, we haven't seen her lose yet. And I think this is really neat. So she's all trapped. It's no use wizard. I like how she calls her a wizard. Yeah, it's like, yeah, she's a wizard. Why not? And then she like transmogrifies. It's this like beam of light, and then she turns into this stag with sharp antlers, which I think is super cool. So you're not as weak as I thought. Yeah, shooting fire at the stag, and then Maleficent starts getting wrapped up in the vines. The stag comes to charge, and then she transforms into a giant viper. And I like that she's not just doing the dragon thing. I'm saying that of both Soo Lee and of Maleficent, because it could have been very easy for her to just turn into a dragon here, and I mean, if she turned into a dragon, what's the stag gonna do? There's no chance of it winning. But here it's like it's a giant viper, but what, you know, it's still like, you know, it's creature against creature. And yeah, it's just she's good at these wordless exchanges here, this fight choreography here. And yeah, she's like getting stabbed and attacked. Yeah, and I like this back and forth, getting wrapped up, throwing each other around. Yeah, there's Diablo pecking at her. And then, yeah, the vines come creeping up. Slams her whole body into it. Yeah. Don't mess with that viper. Yep, and yeah, they trance back in time, and then, yeah, she goes in for like the kill, but right before she does, she's able to, like, perhaps she transmogrifies into a butterfly, and she's like, "You fools." Says, "Mark my words, I will have my revenge." And then she recedes into her darkness, which, yeah, all of these panels I really love. And yeah, that's a pretty cool way to end it, that she's just like, I'll have my revenge. And honestly, you could see that pledge. Mark my words, I'll have my revenge. That, you could see that as her setting up Sleeping Beauty. That them challenging, the reason that she's pissed at them at the christening of Princess Aurora is that she, you know, while did the kingdom wrong, she feels slighted that they were even tried to stand up to her. And, you know, her revenge is going to be against the princess, which I think is just, I don't know, it's interesting. This also could just set up further comics, because there's no promised, you know, 6th issue at all. But I feel like, based upon whether or not this series was a success, it could be that we will get more stories of Maleficent. But all right, so what did I think of the whole series? I am a fan of it. I think that each issue has some gorgeous art, gorgeous scenes. The pace is I think probably slower than many people might say want in a story with Maleficent. And there's not a lot of plot. There's not a lot of dialogue. There's not a lot of back and forth. There's no change in perspective. It's very focused on Maleficent, which I don't think is a bad thing, but it is also it is also like it's so focused. Like there's large swaths of it where it is, silent atmosphere panels, which again I'm not against. I think, of course, the art's beautiful, and I think the character represented in this comic is consistent with the animated feature. Just this powerful sorceress who doesn't stand for people talking back or trying to get the best of her. She doesn't stand for that. She's just super in control of her domain. And so with that, I feel like it jives really well with the animated film. So as a fan of that, I really appreciate that. And honestly, I would like to see more Maleficent comics. And honestly, I would want to see other creators come to it because I love Soo Lee's approach here. I loved her work here. I want to see somebody else do a different story, and then I want to see somebody else do another story after that. Like I think you could do a lot with this character, and I would be fascinated to see other creators' approaches to it. Um, I mean, I drop her name all the time. Give Becky Cloonan a shot at Maleficent. I think she'd kill it. Give Elsa Charriette a shot at it. Thinking of female like writer artists, just because that's what we have with Soo Lee, and I think that would be a cool trend to continue. Is just give uh, female writer artists the opportunity to create, add to Maleficent's story and add to the lore of Maleficent, and even add to you know the wizard that came in and fought her. Like I like to see more from that character. Anyway, I had a blast checking out the Maleficent comic, and yeah, if you like what you saw, or if you wanted to get see it for yourself, I'm sure you can pick up the issues. I imagine that the trade paperback will be coming out soon enough. And speaking of trade paperback, check out this one. It's my comic, Side Questers, and it's the first volume of the book. It's the first 8 issues collected, and I'm super proud of it. And I think Maleficent would think it's cool too. So I think you should check it out. I have it in individual issues, and I also have the collected version. You can also read it on Global Comics, along with my short story collections, Haxan, which take place in the same universe and are stories of like magic and wizards and warriors and all kinds of cool shit. And you can buy these books on my website, as well as read them on Global Comics. And if you want something a little more superhero-y, check out 3-Panel Origin. Collects the first 3 years. I basically create a character and tell their origin in 3 panels. And this is the nice revamped, dolled up version for print that you can buy. And then I also have some short stories of some of those characters. The vibe is like The Tick or something. So, thank you very much, and I hope to see more Maleficent in the future, and I hope you will come back for more videos.